the world should know about Lashify. On this channel, we do not gatekeep. I'm sharing one of my best kept secrets with you today. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka MakeupEsquire, and today I'm going to be showing you how I use the Lashify eyelash system, which is an at-home DIY lash system I've been using for years. I recently received a request from Michelle to do a Lashify video. I'm going to teach you how I achieve this look step by step. Pretty much not a day goes by where I'm not wearing these eyelashes. They're perfect for every day or special occasions. I really don't leave my house without them. I'd rather leave without any makeup at all than to leave without these eyelashes. As an attorney, I don't always have the time to be going and getting my lashes done. Sahara, the CEO of Lashify, is extremely passionate about her craft. I never have a bad lash day thanks to Lashify. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, please keep watching. So let's get started. The first thing I do is I take out my little Lashify sticky pad. This is the lash pad and it comes in a case like this. And it's just like a little silicone pad. I keep it in its cartridge and it comes with 2 plastic covers. So make sure to keep these. You can see there's a couple lashes on here from the last time I used it, but it's nice and sticky. It's silicones. It's easy to wash off. Either clean it with alcohol or rinse it with water. And I keep this on my desk so I could first lay out my lash mat. I have nothing on my eyelashes right now. I haven't done anything to them other than take off my last set of lashes. To take my last set of lashes off, I use this release. It's their remover and it's really good at removing the bonds that you use. So all you do is you just put them on top of your eyelashes and eventually it loosens up the glue and then your lashes can come off really easily. Another way of removing is by using these. This is their Lashify's remove and prep. First you shake this up. It pretty much serves the same as release. And then Lashify also sells these cotton swabs and they are lint free. They are charcoal. You can also get their prep and remove in these little smaller containers. It's perfect for travel. I've purchased all of these products with my own money. This video is not sponsored, but the first thing I like to do is go ahead and curl my natural eyelashes. This eyelash curler is the Shu Uemura eyelash curler. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's probably the best eyelash curler I've tried. I've been wearing Lashify for years now. To keep my natural lashes nice and strong and healthy, I used the generic of Latisse. You can get lash growth serums on the market, but I just recommend having your doctor prescribe you this because it's a lot cheaper and it works really well. I use just this Real Techniques brush to apply it. Even when I do have Lashify lashes on, I still apply it almost daily. It has really helped my natural lashes grow. Today I'm going to be trying out the Gemini style and I recently purchased these Geminis and I haven't tried them before. So I have 4 different sizes here to show you. Using different sizes will give you the ability to do more of like a cat eye if you want a longer size on the outside and a shorter length on the inner corner. G10s is what you can use for a cat eye look on the inner corners, then use G12, then G14s, and these numbers go by millimeters. So this is 14 millimeters, and then I will use perhaps a G16 on the outer corner just to try to get more of like a cat eye look. I did do my eyebrows before this, but other than that, I don't really have any other makeup on other than just a couple places where I went ahead and spot concealed. I have a tiny bit of lip liner on and the Patrick Ta Major Brow Defining Pencil and a little bit of eyebrow gel, lip liner from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think it's Deep Taupe, and a little bit of the La Mer lip gloss. Other than that, I don't have anything else on my face. I didn't do a full face of makeup before this on purpose just to show you. These eyelashes have totally changed the makeup game for me. They have made me feel so much more confident. They've saved me a ton of time on a daily basis. I want to show you how I do my lashes. These little cartridges is what Lashify calls their gossamers, and they come in these plastic containers like this. This silk headband is a Lashify silk headband. I just love these. They help with the frizz and they don't rip out my hair. Highly recommend getting yourself a silk headband. They keep my hair out of my face. I'm just going to go ahead and lay out all my gossamers For glue, I usually only stick to this bondage with Charcoal Flex Bond. A little bit of this really goes a long way. For today's video, I got a fresh one. I also have this dual-sided Whisper Light flexible bond. So I'm going to show you how I go ahead and use both of these. Lashify's bonds are really gentle on your natural eyelashes. They don't completely dry, so it makes it a lot easier to remove, and they are not going to damage your real eyelashes. So after my last set of eyelashes, I just put them in this glass container right here. Any glass container you have is fine. And I just let them soak in 99% alcohol. You can use 99 or you can use 91, and this is a good way to remove that bond and reuse your eyelashes if you want. All I do is take the little clusters out and use a cheap stiff brush like this. This one's an e.l.f. concealer brush, and I use a microfiber cloth like this. As you can see, I've used this for lash laundry many times, and I just take the glue off with this stiff brush. And reusing these eyelashes is what people in the Lashify Facebook group refer to as lash laundry. In addition to this prep, to make sure your eyelashes are really nice and clean before going in with the glue, I also like using this OQ-Soft lid scrub. It sounds a lot more harsh than it is. There are these really gentle wipes that I like using on my eyes, and I even like splitting one of these into a couple different uses by cutting them. You can get these on Amazon. So I'm just going to be taking my little Gossomers out of their containers like this. I'm going to start with these little G10s, and I'm going to take Lashify wand here. I have two of these, and they're really nice. They're patented, they're handmade. I've never seen anything on the market close to this wand. I highly recommend getting it. It's far superior to any of the other lash applicators that I've seen out there. I have one that I keep my little wandums on. That's what they call these rubber things that can just slide off and then slide back on. For a long time, I just had this one, and I would just take these off and put them on as needed. I just wanted to have one without the wandums and then one with the wandums. I like to use the one without the wandums to apply my eyelashes, and then I like to use the one with the wandums to help me fuse at the end, which really helps you make sure that all of the little lash clusters are nice and stuck on there. I'll show you. Another nice thing about using the wand with the wandums is that it's a little bit more gentle on the lash clusters, so it helps you remove them from their little Gossamer cartridges. There's also a way that you can take this top off, so that if you're using a style of eyelashes that are more delicate, they recommend taking the top part off so that you don't rip them. But these Geminis seem like they're pretty durable. So I'm just going to show you how I go ahead and remove each cluster by being really careful. You could also use your fingers if your fingers are easier for you. So I just went ahead and took my little wand and cracked open this top part, so that way it loosened up the plastic part and it makes it a lot easier for you to remove the eyelashes. And then you can just snap it right back into place. If you're not careful, you can break apart those thin lash clusters, which is fine if that happens to me sometimes, because I use them as little half clusters sometimes, so I don't really mind too much if that happens. These are 14s, and these are 16s. So as you can see, I have my little lash map laid out, ready to be applied. I have 2 10s, 2 12s, 2 14s, and a 16. We'll start there and see if this is enough or if I will be needing any additional ones. If this bigger eyelash curler doesn't work for you, this one by Revlon, I also found it on Amazon, and it's almost like a little half lash curler. So I'm just gonna make sure that there is no glue on there and wipe it off. The outer corner right here on my right eye, the eyelashes are a lot more curled and lifted because I sleep on the side of my face, and these go down. So I like using this little half lash curler to make sure that these on this side are nice and turned upward, and that way the glue and the eyelashes will hopefully apply the glue more evenly, and for the eyelashes to look more even once they're applied. And I'm looking down into a mirror here, so just take any mirror that you have and just make sure you can look down on it. Lashify has one on their website that you can maneuver and you can keep it down lower, and that's really helpful because it helps you see underneath your eyelashes and apply it much better than if you were to just be looking straight onto a mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my bonds, and I'm gonna start by using this Whisper Light Flexible Bond. It's dual-sided. So one of these sides has a pointy tip. It starts off white so you can see where you're applying it, but ultimately it dries clear. And then this bond is black, and it comes with like a little mascara micro wand. So it helps really apply onto your eyelashes. This one's a good one if you want to just have these lashes on for just a few days and you're not really worried about the longevity and how long you can have your eyelashes on. When using this charcoal bond, which is waterproof, can have my eyelashes on for up to 3 weeks. I could do 2 weeks and be fine. If I get some lifting, I can just go in and use a little pointy tip on this one, or pointy applicator that Lashify also sells to just touch up. Usually I like to switch out my eyelashes once a week just to have a fresh set on. First I'm going to go in with the Whisper Light. It's helpful if you want to just bend your little mascara wand slightly, just like I just did here, so it's easier for you to apply. You just want to go in and dab underneath your eyelashes just at the root. Some people like to put the bond all the way through. I like to just touch the root of the eyelashes. Now I like to take the other side of this Whisper Light to the clear side, and I'm just going to take that little outer cluster in the 16 size at first. All you want to do is take your lash clusters and just go ahead and put a thin coat at the base of the eyelashes like so. Because you don't want to wait too long for the glue to dry during this process, that's why it's really helpful to have all your lashes nice and mapped out for you already. So I'm just gonna go and put this Whisper Light bond just on the base of all of the eyelashes. Then if you want to double bond to make sure that these lashes really stay on, and if you're looking for the most longevity possible, you can go ahead and double bond and put a dab of more of this white Whisper Light bond on the base of the eyelashes to further reinforce the glue. And as you can see, I'm just dabbing it. I'm not going in with a lot at once. Very little amount. The trick is to use very little amounts of glue and just layer the glue to get the most longevity. Now I'm going to go in with my wand that does not have the wandums on them, and I'm going to start off with the outer corner just because I want to make sure that I match them. And I'm working with both eyes together rather than doing one eye then the other eye. I feel like it's almost like doing winged eyeliner, where you want to just be looking constantly into a mirror to make sure that both sides are even as you go. And you want to make sure that you're sticking these little lash clusters about 1 to 2 millimeters away from your actual waterline. You're not actually sticking this onto your skin, so there should still be a little bit of space, if you can see. While I take the other one on the other side and put it in the same place. I'm leaving a couple of my real eyelashes out on the outer corners on each side, as you can see, because that will help your longevity and make sure they're more comfortable, and it'll also make them look more natural. So once you're happy with your placement, you can just go ahead and give them a little clamp. Going in with the next size in, which is a 14, I'm going to put that cluster slightly overlapping the size 16. Keeping it 1 to 2 millimeters away from my actual waterline. Going in again with another 14, slightly overlapping that last one. And I like to do this overlap method because it also helps with your longevity. Same on the other side. Now moving on to the next size. These are size 12s. And as I'm going, I'm trying to make sure that both sides match as close as possible. Now as I'm getting closer in, I am using the size 12, and these are going to be size 10s. Getting shorter and shorter as we go into the inner eye. Another size 10. Make sure it's slightly overlapped, 1 to 2 millimeters away from your waterline. Now, as you can see, getting closer here into my inner corner, I don't want to put a gossamer to make it too heavy, otherwise it'll be uncomfortable. So this is where I start to adjust as necessary if I need to do half clusters. So because that glue doesn't dry completely, you can always take them off if you need to as you're going and before the glue fully dries. You especially want to be careful not to get too close right here into the inner corner because that'll be uncomfortable. I'm just going to take a little bit of Whisper Light again and take a couple of these little half clusters still in the size 10, just coating the base. Lashify also has their own little blow tool here like this that you can use to help you dry the glue. See how that just filled in that inner corner gap right there? This is the cool thing about Lashify, is that they're so customizable. And since everybody has different eye shapes and preferences and needs, you can go ahead and choose whichever style or length you want. And there are so many to choose from. You can also choose different colors. These are in black, but they also have truffle and chocolate. And so I just took a couple of those little half clusters that I had to just close off that inner corner. As you can see, I've kept all of them about 1 to 2 millimeters away from my natural lash line underneath. Now, once I have made sure by checking in the mirror that both sides are nice and even, then the placement is exactly where I want it, I'll go ahead and take my wand with the wandums on it. And this is what they call fusing. So you just go ahead and you fuse the clusters together. And they recommend to do this for 30 seconds. I usually don't ever have the patience to sit here for 30 seconds, just enough to make sure that they're nice and stuck there. Lashify also has their little mini version of this wandum. Look at how cute it is. And this is perfect for travel. And it also gives you another option of a eye shape. Some people have more of a wider lid on their eye and some people have more of a rounded eye. So they prefer this mini one. If you can see, the angle's a little bit different. So it just depends on your preference. Once you've already done the initial fuse, Lashify has these additional bonds that help with the longevity. This is their glass that waterproofs the glue. And it's a waterproof sealer. They came out with this new version, which is what they call their control wax. And they have what they call Night Bond. And Night Bond is not a glue, but it helps to reinforce the glue. And I don't feel any stickiness right now, but if you do feel any stickiness from the glue after you've applied, Night Bond is perfect for you to just go ahead and reinforce that glue and make sure that you don't feel any stickiness and that none of the glue is clinging to your bottom eyelashes. It also helps, for instance, if you have lighter color eyelashes. I've heard blondes that like to use the Night Bond up on top to just hide any gap that they might still see. Another way I also like to use this Night Bond is when I do my eyeshadow after I have Lashify on, and if I get any fallout or powder residue on my eyelashes, I like to go ahead and go in with this Night Bond, and it helps me kind of hide any of the fallout onto my eyelashes that I might have. Another way you can do this step is by coating your wandums with this Night Bond, so that way you can get it on top as well, and then go in and do your clamp. This is what they call backwards fusing or inverted fuse. You could also use this wandum like this. For some people, their eye shape doesn't lend itself to doing this full fuse like this, so they prefer to do it backwards like this, which is also good and helps get really into those inner corners like this if you want to do a backwards fuse. But the way that Lashify created this, it's meant for you to be able to do it this way and then also go in and clamp it in the same way on the other side, still using your dominant hand. But I just like to go in and flip it and go like this. Then they do recommend waiting until that Night Bond is dry before going in with the sealant, whether you're using the control wax or the glass. Today I'll just go ahead and use the glass since I have some left that I want to finish. But this is to waterproof that glue. So you can use this ball tip and rub it along the bottom of the eyelashes like so. Or another way to use this is by going in like this and coating your wandums with it to make sure both sides of the wandum are coated. And then you can go in and fuse with the glass. Lashify also has their heated eyelash curler, and this is helpful to put at the base of your eyelashes if you want to just warm up that bond. It helps when you're doing touch-ups throughout the week. If you have any that start to lift and you want to warm up the bond, just so that you can get any of these outer corner gossamers to lift, and if you want to re-glue them, that's what I like using this heated lash curler for. Another way that you can use this is by recurling any of your gossamers if you have gone ahead and cleaned them off with alcohol to reuse them and they have lost some of their curl. If you want to put your little lash clusters back in the cartridge, it makes it really easy. If you have a style that isn't curly enough for your liking, you can go ahead and reheat them like this. So that's another way to use this heated lash curler. You could also recurl them one by one if you need to. And that's my secret to beautiful eyelashes every day. And that's the look, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see next.